Good evening, everyone. So, welcome to another session of book review with TBS. So, today I'll be presenting you with, I don't think, the book Art of Being Alone. So, it's a book actually I got as a present from my manager, and I thought, why not? It's a quite a short book, and I thought, why not review this? So, here I am with you all. So the author is quite young. She is in her mid 20s, and I think she was faced with quite challenges in her school, and she was considered as a lone child, and I think that motivated her to write this book. So most of us are thinking that what the book is about and like how someone can benefit from this being alone. So let's begin. So first of all, I hope I'm audible and I'm just beginning so that we'll finish it by 8:30 p.m. We have our reading session there. So yeah. So being alone means actually being alone is being with yourself, with no one else around. And but being lonely is that actually you want someone to be there with you in your life, but there is no one. Maybe it your friends, your family, or your partner. So feeling lonely is an emotional state, is a condition. So if it's an emotional state, you can choose to be in that emotional state or not. So I'll just read the definition to you. Being alone refers to the physical state of being by yourself. You are physically alone in the sense that there is no one else around you. So it's a simple Google definition. And lonely is an emotional state where you feel disconnected or isolated from others, even when you're surrounded by friends or family. So lonely is a condition. Emotion. It's an emotional state, and mostly it occurs because of the disconnection we have. So I'll uh, brief about it later in the later slides also, that how we can address this disconnection. So let's move on. And yes, if everyone would turn on their camera, it would be amazing. I would like to see you all, your reactions and everything. And I hope you are with a pen and pencil or a journal with you. So this is an interactive session. It will include a lot of activities, mostly question answer based activities. So I hope you all have your pen and paper ready with you. All right. So Varnika is here, our sharing circle master. So she might give us few insights also on journaling and sharing, and so this is kind of a mixed match, not just a review session for you. All right. So there are few differences, as I said in the definitions in the previous slide. So alone is actually you are being connected to others, you feel connected to others, but you are without any person. Like right now I am with you all, but when I was studying for this and I was alone, I was with no one around, so that is being alone. But being lonely is that feeling, that emptiness, and that state of disconnection, that you're not able to connect with anyone, even with yourself. So that is a state of being lonely. Then content with solitude. So here, when I'm telling you the differences, we are actually shifting our focus from being lonely to being alone. So in this whole book, she has given us points to not make ourselves feel lonely, rather be alone. So be happy, contented in solitude, and be stable and contented in solitude rather than feeling sad about that you are with no one else around. So making that condition, making that state as an opportunity to learn and to grow. So I hope I'm clear, and I would require thumbs up. So if you're able to understand, please give a thumbs up. Yeah. Next slide. So now the author is asking us that why do you hate the idea of being with yourself so much. Everyone please mute yourself. So why do you hate the idea of being with yourself so much that the time you spend with yourself is now considered as loneliness? So basically, what happens is here also a story is given about her that in our childhood and in usually being lonely, being alone is a taboo. When we were in school and we didn't have any friend circle, or if we didn't have any best friend or any person to sit with or any person to have lunch with, we were considered a weird person. So कि अरे ये तो अकेली है, she might be a weirdo, that's why no one hangs out with her. So that is considered as taboo as well. And even in our in societal pressure, we when we go ahead in our lives, we will not go into the concept of marriage and everything, but usually the girls who attain age like after 2022, since till they don't get married, they will be told that अरे अकेली रह जाओगी, or man also, both of them, कि get married, have someone for yourself with yourself. So I know the institution of marriage is quite important and everything, but just for the sake of being with someone and not being alone and not feeling lonely, you should not consider that as the principal motive of being, yes, Vanika, of being married.
यू सेड इट राइट। यहाँ पे हमारी सोसाइटी में अकेला बेचारा बोला जाता है, इफ अलोन, कि बेचारे के कोई दोस्त नहीं है, या बेचारे की शादी नहीं हुई है, या बेचारे के माँ बाप नहीं है। So it's a victim mentality if you do not have family, friends, or siblings, or because that's the reason I think we feel all the more being lonely, uh, a very bad thing. बिकॉज
Definitely.
ऐसा तो लाइफ में हमेशा टाइम आता है जब आपके साथ नहीं, फैमिली भी नहीं होगी, फ्रेंड्स भी नहीं होंगे, बट बट दैट्स कंसिडर्ड विक्टिम थिंग, दैट कुछ गलत हो गया तुम्हारे साथ।
एग्जैक्टली, कुछ कुछ गलत हो गया है अगर आप अकेले हो, तो समथिंग इज रॉन्ग विथ यू एंड समथिंग इज नॉट, दैट सिचुएशन इज नॉट राइट फॉर यू. So this is considered bad, and that has to be, this situation, this mentality has to be changed. At least you should change it for yourself. That being alone is not bad. Being alone is not a pitiable thing, and it's actually quite a boon that you're getting. So yeah, we will understand that how to be happy with yourself, how to be contented with yourself. So thank you so much, Varnika, uh, for an insight. It was amazing. So the acceptance in society is mostly the reason that we fear being alone, we fear being with, we should be with someone, and इसलिए स्कूल में एक बेस्ट फ्रेंड पक्का होनी ही चाहिए. There should be someone you should sit and have tiffin with. If you're sitting alone and your friends will say अरे ये तो अकेली है, like Varnika also said, in adulthood also it continues, in office life also it continues, and it continues in the whole society as such also, that अरे वो अकेली रह रही है. So now next is you should stop. Yeah, this is a quote by David Wallace. He is a not from the office wala David Wallace. If you have watched that, it's he's an American author. So he says that you will stop worrying what others think about you when you realize how seldom they do. So we usually think कि क्या लोग सोचेंगे, तो सबसे बड़ा रोग क्या कहेंगे लोग. So when we stop thinking and we stop bothering that what others think about us, we would be more liberated, and then we can focus on ourselves rather than what people are thinking. So then the author shares a cute line. The scary news is you're on your own now, but the cool news is you are on your own now. So it's an amazing thing that you're on your own because you get to spend time with you. And I learned this, you are your best judge and you know what's best for you. So when you are getting advice from yourself, that would be the best advice that you could get from anyone else. in this whole world. So when you are on your own, that's awesome because you are with the best person who will think the best about you. So आपकी family, आपके friends, well wishers, everyone would think very good about you, but you are the only person who will think extreme best about you. उससे अच्छा कोई नहीं सोचेगा आपके बारे में. So the final line is being alone does not mean you're lonely. It means you are with yourself. So now we are with. This was the introduction, and I hope you are all with me. Yeah. The next one is stop romanticizing loneliness. So here, what she says, or these are the words of author. Some words in this book actually, I found few things quite easy. I think, or it might be like we know all these things. So few things I have added on my own as well, and I'll let you know what I have added. And one more thing about this book is, if you're listening to this review, you don't have to go through this book again. So most of the content and everything is covered in this book review. So one book would be covered from you, for you all. All right. So, uh, stop romanticizing loneliness. So, sometimes when we watch a movie, or especially when I watch a K drama, and when we feel that okay, the main character is me, and she is going through so much hardships and all, and someone would be there to save her. Like this Snow White is here right now, if you know, in the movies, in the theaters, Snow White is there, and she is would be she's a Disney princess and she'll be saved by someone. A prince would come to save her. So here the author says that uh, don't victimize yourself. That you are a victim of your circumstances, and someone will be there to rescue you. Rather than you be a hero in your movie and do the best thing for yourself. So come and save yourself and others as well. So be a hero that saves others rather than being a helpless person who is waiting for someone else to be to rescue them. Be the person who rescues. Be the person who motivates, who leads others, who sets an example for others, and in that way, you will try. You will be starting to love yourself more and be in charge of your own life. So, what I am telling you is to be in charge of your own life rather than wait for someone else to be that. Like, uh, if you want to, just an example, if you want to eat something good and you're waiting for your friends to come and you're waiting that when she'll come or when that person will come, I'll go and eat somewhere rather than you can have a date with yourself and whatever you want to have. Like I usually have a pani puri date with my friends. So if I no one is there with me, so everyone is busy, I could have a date with myself as well. Go to the stall and enjoy the plate of pani puri all by myself. So you can take in charge of your own life and go ahead with that. And then this the last line I thought it that when the hardships and challenges come, and most of us are in that phase of life who are actually very responsible and working for our future also, with for our parents also, and having a life for our children, and in the settlement process. So this is the phase is quite um, I would say quite difficult, and so when this phase is there, you should not feel that why me and someone should come and help me out, a person or a partner. Rather than you should feel that you are the hero of your life and these hardships are going on and you're fighting one by one and moving ahead and winning all those battles. जैसे जय वीरू जैसे you're
Uh,
winning that. Yes, yes, Vanika.
या आपने जो ये बुक में पढ़ रहे हो आप जो ऑथर ने लिखा है और समथिंग अदर बुक्स आल्सो से बट व्हाट आई हैव ऑब्जर्व्ड अप टिल नाउ ये सिर्फ बुक्स में ही लिखा है इट्स नॉट इन द रियल वर्ल्ड at least my world, my
Mm-hmm.
family, my friends और my environment as you
Mm-hmm.
said कि मूवी में जैसे दिखाते हैं फॉर एग्जाम्पल जब वी मेट मूवी हम सबने देखी है. So Kareena Kapoor gets into a situation and Shahid Kapoor comes up, and
Okay.
all our fairy tales, romantic, specifically from the women perspective, this has always been the case. Or so you always look someone outside to help you and take you out from that situation. uh, तो ये हमारी मूवीज में है, हमारे एनवायरनमेंट में है, बट ये सिर्फ बुक्स में ऐसा बोला जाता है कि यू आर लोनली. पहली बात तो लोनली वर्ड के साथ बहुत एक बुरा इमोशन जुड़ा हुआ है. सो एज यू सेड कि मैं रोज अपने फ्रेंड के साथ खाने जाती हूँ, आज वो अवेलेबल नहीं है तो मैं अकेले खाने चलेगी. इट्स नॉट अ बिग डील. व्हाई एवरीवन इज कमिंग अप एंड से ओ तुम आज अकेले हो, अकेले मूवी देखने चले गए अकेले. सो हाउ कैन ओके हाउ कैन आई ब्रिंग दैट चेंज ऑन लाइक माई लेवल.
Okay.
मतलब books do suggest that, but my environment not. Because
Yeah,
yes,
I
at one point of
understand.
time, even I do feel that the same way when I see my other friends hanging out with their partners, or some have a group of friends, and I don't have at that moment. So we're like, oh, I am so lonely, and it automatically takes me into the low zone, and in the victim zone.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
something wrong.
All right. So in chapter 4, you have the answer. So stay tuned. We are just on one. Amazing question, Varnika. And that's why this session is interactive and it's quite intriguing as well. So anyone else who have any questions, please go ahead and we'll go like this only. In the next few slides, you'll have the questions for you as well. So anyone else would like to have any question? It's amazing that you're asking these questions because this is the question of for everyone, and I'm glad you're asking for yourself and for others. So thank you. So the chapter 4 is I think learning from solitude and love for solitude. So we'll like that. So I'll go in the next chapter, next slide. So the next chapter is the pain of hiding your true self. So what are we? Um, yeah. Can you see my screen, everyone? I was
Yes.
just yeah. Okay. So now when we have moved ahead with that we are not victimizing ourselves, we should not victimize ourselves, and that FOMO of being lonely is you should have to curtail that. So now we'll move ahead with the solution action section of that. So first one is the pain of hiding your true self. So mostly what happens is this continues with the first chapter also, the acceptance and being in the society, like being available or being the most you say na jolly person who everyone likes, and like the person who you tend to be someone, a likable character for everyone, so that yeah, a likable character, so which whom everyone likes and whom everyone wants to be with, so that you don't feel lonely. So you apply measures not to feel lonely by hiding your true self usually. That mostly not everyone would be with our frequency, right? But not everyone can accept what we think. So what we do, we become like them, or we try to be like them, so that everyone likes it. So, like for example, in my school time, I used to be the nerd person. So everyone used to call me, you're quite studious, and I used to score a lot in my class as well. And I used to write also in my school also. So people used to judge me that she is quite a writer and like essay. But I used to love that. I used to love being uh, sitting alone and writing or reading, being in the library. And I used to have that constant library sections. I used to go and in my free period. So everyone used to think that she is quite a nerdy person. So yes, I loved being nerdy. So being nerdy is not a bad thing. So what happens is when if you want to be a cool person, you don't hang out in the libraries. Rather, you hang out in the canteen, so that to be a likable person and to be with others. So then you're hiding your true self, right? You are not being in the library that you enjoy the most, but you are being in the canteen, and because you want everyone to like you, friends बना के रखने, you should have a group, big group of friends. In here in office, we don't have that much, but in society also, that all those people who are elder and married, and they have a different vibe and section. And if you want to be there, you have to behave like that. So this also happens. Yeah, amazing, Sanjana ji. It's a powerful thing to go to movies or restaurants alone is quite amazing. मतलब अगर आप खुद के साथ खाने पे चले गए हो, तो you have actually achieved something, good level of self love. Yes, yes. Even when my friends didn't used to show up, my best friend, so I used to have my food alone in the, and I used to love it. I don't know why, but yeah. So now a journal question. Yeah, Vanika, would you like to speak? Would you like to say anything?
No, no, you can please continue.
All right. Exactly, Jyotsna ji. If you don't crave validation from others, like you like your own company. So we have our next question, first question for you, and I think let's pick a pen and paper. The first question is, what do you think of yourself? So mention at least two likes and two dislikes, whatever you want, and you can write it down in the chat box also in your phone, anywhere, and you don't
So,
have to
what
share
do
it
I
with us.
like about myself?
Exactly, yes. So let's write it down, everyone. I hope you're with me. That's why I amazing, Krishnaji. That's why I shifted this session in the evening so that you're able to write it with me. And I wanted the interaction. I'll stop the recording and let's write. I'll give you 2 minutes. Everyone, you have your pen and paper with you. You to know about yourself. So these two questions. The second question, the ideal version of yourself, we will journal in a few minutes after the, I think chapter 9 we'll study. So this book has 10 chapters and it's a journey. So first we are realizing that we are why are we being alone, and there is no need to be alone, and then we will start that alone time, how to utilize that solitude. So we'll go along with it. Then we'll move ahead. All right, you are able to see my screen everyone, right? So chapter 3 tells that how to be you. So mostly the first two chapters were about, the second chapter was about that when you are disconnected with yourself and when you try to please others and you try to be likable, and you have that validation, you seek validation from others, then you are not being yourself. So firstly you have to accept yourself, and then you'll enjoy your company. So firstly, the self love should be the first step in being yourself and being connected to yourself. So the question what earlier I posed, that what do you think of yourself? So why did I write this question? So that you get to know about yourself more. And this is actually quite a strong journal question for you in your morning also. If you're journaling, you can include this. So when you get to know about yourself, and these are few likes and dislikes, you can have numerous likes and dislikes for yourself, and about yourself, not about others and what you like to do, but आप आपके बारे में क्या सोचते हो, कैसा सोचते हो, अगर dislikes ज़्यादा हैं तो ऐसा क्यों है, why do you think of yourself like that? So the next question would be why do you think you dislike this about yourself? So now self love. So the first step in knowing yourself and that journey is self love. Like when you are not being you're being alone. So when you're alone, you actually start to, what happens is when you're being alone, your mind starts to overthink, and the first thing that comes in your mind is negative thoughts. So your mind starts to blame you for a lot of things, and द ओवरथिंकिंग स्टार्ट्स फ्रॉम द पास्ट कि मैंने ये गलती की, मुझे ये नहीं करना चाहिए था, ये नहीं करना चाहिए था. So that's why you are afraid being alone. तो उसका उपाय है to start loving yourself. And when you know about yourself, both the things, okay, knowing bad and good things about yourself and accepting that कि अच्छा okay, even if I am like I am criticizing myself, right, for doing things that I shouldn't have done. So but I should accept it कि okay, if you're criticizing yourself, that means you think highly of yourself, you expect a lot from yourself. So when you not don't do certain things, you'll criticize कि अरे you should have done that. So this is acceptance कि oh, all right, when I am criticizing myself, that means I think that I can do much better, and that's why I'm telling myself to do much better. But I can be a little polite, I can be less harsher towards myself. This is how you should uh, go ahead with this. So the self love starts with self acceptance, knowing yourself, and then accepting yourself. But what happens is, due to people pleasing, due to external validation, when you start to hide yourself, जैसे हो वैसा का वैसा नहीं दिखा रहे हो, because see in the society we cannot be always a raw version, we have to be polished, we cannot show everything about ourselves in public, but at least we should know that about ourselves, that this is who I am. So when self acceptance starts, even if you're with yourself without any person, when self acceptance starts, you start to love being with yourself. So it's written, author says that deeper you hide, the darker it gets inside us. So that a villainy story, that every villain was a good person, but उनका जो अंदर की darkness spirit came, and it destroyed the world or something. So every one of us have a darker secret inside of us that we don't share it with anyone, but you should share it with yourself, and you should be very open and comfortable discussing that thing with yourself. So when we are sharing in the sharing circle, you don't need to tell this to us or write in the uh, chat box or anything, but you should know that this is a thing that I don't like about me, this is a quality that cannot be shared with others, a trait that I would have to hide from others. For example, anything I can, um, any of your guilty pleasures or anything that you don't like about yourself, and it won't be accepted in society. So anything that is not accepted in society but you have it in you, we all have that. So let's we should face it, and we should know that we all have those qualities and those traits that are actually not acceptable in society. वो definition में नहीं आता है a good person की, but it is in us, and it's okay that it is inside us. So the acceptance, the need for it starts from here. Now next thing is the journey towards self. So what I'm when I explain this so much, we are actually getting to know ourselves. So this inner enlightenment, I like the word, when we are journey in our journey to knowing ourselves. Someone have done vipassana here, a lot of members, I think. I know Varnika has done vipassana. So what we do is we sit alone with ourselves and our thoughts, and you don't do anything else. You cannot read book, you cannot scroll your phone, nothing else. You are just sitting there being with yourself. And then when you are encountering, okay, राजेश जी, नाइस, एंड व्हेन यू आर encountering with yourself, आपका खुद से जब सामना होता है, then you start to know about yourself. तो आप in vipassana what happens is, firstly you will be against of that, you will constantly fight with your mind कि with your thoughts, and then eventually क्योंकि आपको आपके साथ ही बैठना है, you start to accept yourself and you will be comfortable, and then the talking begins, the good talk and bad talk, everything. So come face to face with your mind, and that is the actually it's so powerful, coming face to face with your mind. And there are numerous techniques. I don't think I need to tell you how many, so many techniques are there to come face to face. You have to meditate, you have to journal, sit in relaxing, and sit in silence. All these are techniques to be coming in face to face with ourselves. So I hope I am audible. I am able to tell you. You're able to understand. Yes. Anyone raised their hand? Yes. Okay. So let's move ahead. So how to be you? This is the continuation of the chapter. Now the author is telling that there is freedom in knowing oneself. So when you have known yourself in and out, you know each and everything. And see, this is a journey of knowing yourself. So, all right, you cannot know yourself in one night. एक बार बैठ के मेडिटेट कर लिया, जर्नल कर लिया, सब कुछ पता लग गया. It's not like that. You tend to, when you focus on yourself, inner mind, जब आप mindful हो जाते हो खुद के प्रति, then you get to know things about yourself धीरे धीरे. You are also like a book, and when you get to know about yourself, you start reading yourself like a book. So it's a journey, but when you start to know yourself, it's liberating because nothing can hurt you now because you have faced your inner fears. So you might have whatever fears, whatever inhibitions you have, or whatever judgment you have towards yourself, it is now known and it's liberating कि अब मुझे पता है कि I know this, I am this person, but I am accepting myself. And that is a freedom, right? Because we tend to fear what's inside us. हमारे अंदर क्या क्या है, हम उसको फेस करने से डरते हैं. पर जब हम उसको फेस कर लेते हैं खुद के साथ बैठ के, तो then it's quite liberating for us. So that's why you need to sit alone. You need to sit, and this is how you develop a connection with yourself. So when Varnika, when you told na that people are telling us कि अरे वो तो अकेली घूम रही है, अरे उसका कोई फ्रेंड नहीं है क्या, अरे उसका कोई पार्टनर नहीं है क्या. तो नहीं है पार्टनर because I like to be with myself. Even if I don't have a partner or a friend to hang out with, I love being with myself so much that it was it is better than having someone. It's better than being with someone else. So like there are sometimes do you feel some group of friends when you are with them, it's exhausting, and when you come home you're like I'm extremely tired. And sometimes when you be with few friends and it's energizing. Do you feel that few group of friends when you're with them it feels very exhausting and get tired कि mentally बहुत exhaust हो गए. But with some friends you feel quite high on energy, right? So why this is? So when you be you when you will get to know yourself and when you're with yourself, you will be high on energy because you'll encourage yourself to वो vibe जो है ना तुम vibe कर रहे हो किस फन का.
That's a when you said this line exactly जिन लोगों के साथ आपकी एनर्जी मैच करती है तो obviously वो एनर्जी डबल हो जाएगी ना because two people are emitting the same kind of
Same
energy.
energy.
But अगर opposite है तो वो एक दूसरे के साथ बहुत कॉन्ट्राडिक्ट करेगा क्लैश करेगा तो एनर्जी ऑटोमेटिकली दोनों की डाउन हो जाएगी because it's canceling one and another if we see from that energy perspective.
Yeah, definitely.
if I am if I am with someone और हम एनर्जी को हमारी एनर्जी कुछ एक्ट्स से भी होती है like if you're doing something we both like to do the same thing and we both are very enthusiastic so automatically the fun and everything would be double. And if one person likes it another does not so there's more of contradictions so दोनों का ही there's nothing. So yes you said that कुछ friends के साथ बहुत exhausting हो जाता है yes because at that moment the like mindedness or the energy we feel is not the same.
Very true. So actually what happens is that energy because you don't feel connected with yourself with that person. You have certain values and certain vibe and certain energy. Exactly. They absorb all your energy. This and mostly when it happens is there is non-consonant मतलब resonance नहीं है. energies का, or we can say that uh, what your principles are and what you strive for, जो आपको एनर्जी देता है वो उससे एकदम अपोजिट है, जैसा वर्णिका ने कहा दैट लोअर एनर्जी है या वाइब अलग है, लाइक रेखी मैम इज ऑल्सो टेलिंग दैट समवन you drain your energy जब आप उनके पास हो, so people drain you out of energy. And some, when you meet someone like from the TBF, whenever I have met anyone, I have been so high on energy despite traveling and all. When I met Varnika, I came to Delhi that day only and I had to leave Delhi that day itself, I think. And I was extremely tired. But that energy wise, I was not at all tired. I was so happy meeting her and chatting with her. So we never met earlier, but वो vibe था. तो when vibe is there, it actually liberates एकदम high on energy करके भेजा था वर्णिका ने मुझे. So that's
because I think it
amazing.
must be both
बड़े दीदी या भाई नहीं है तो being in this group I feel like that I have lot of people who are from my own family
Yeah,
type का.
definitely. You are our younger sister, definitely. Most of us are of your elder sister's age only, so we are here for you. Any advice you want from the girl gang of the group or even the elder wise people of the group, you can just come to us. We are here. Yes, Bhargav. So thank you, Kancha, for your questions. Let's move ahead with because we are on chapter 3 only and it's 8 o'clock. Let's go quite quickly now. Okay. So the chapter came, Varnika, Vola for solitude. So you cannot be lonely if you like the person you are alone with. I mentioned this earlier as well. When you make yourself feel loved, and then you will not feel lonely. And mostly when we are alone with ourselves, we tend to judge more, and we start judging and we start pondering on the past that we did this wrong, we did that wrong, and that is why most of the time we are scared of being alone. Now, one example she has given, Renuka has given, that happiness is unlimited around a baby. So when we be with a baby or a small kid, we tend to be very happy because first of all उसकी energy बहुत है, that वो kid is non-judgmental, and you should also be non-judgmental towards yourself. So when you are with yourself, don't be judgmental, don't loathe yourself, don't criticize yourself so much. So one activity I have given in the later chapters, I'll share it with you here. That when you're with yourself, no one is there. You, for example, when we meet a friend, what we do? We say hi. We tend to hug each other. Kaise ho? So with a great smile, you greet that person. So in the similar manner, when you're with yourself, for example, at 5 a.m. you woke up and you started to journal. So greet yourself, feel amazing, अच्छा दिन है आज तो, and let's begin with our journaling or anything. So start to greet yourself with a positive attitude early in the morning or whenever you are with yourself, and don't judge yourself. Make appreciate yourself कि अरे इतना अच्छा काम किया है आज, और there are so many good things to do in the day today. Yes. Apologies. Yeah. So then point is, do not forget yourself in the noise of the world. So what she is referring to the noise of the world is the constant social media scrolling, the constant validations and that bling life of social media, and that everything is good and constant advices from people. So every reel you see has some information, and that is actually quite cluttering to your brain as well. So don't forget yourself in the noise of the world. And we will know that how we should not forget through meditation or through journaling or through being with yourself alone. So that's why being alone, being in solitude is a necessity. It's not something to be sad or feel bad about. It's actually quite important. So when you are with yourself, you like clutter, you compartmentalize yourself from the noise of the world and just be with yourself. And Akansha, this is for you. Do not try to become what you are not as to be accepted in the world. So when someone is telling you something about yourself and you start to doubt yourself, you should not you should not try to become that version. जो भी हो आप खुद हो and be yourself, whatever you want. So this is my line. First you know yourself and then find your tribe. So mostly what we do, we go into a group and then we try to become like that group. Okay, this happens mostly in colleges and our schools and थोड़ा सा office में, but mostly in our college and school life, we go to a group, we become a part of a group, and then we try to be like that group. So it's opposite. You first know yourself what you want. Like I know I am a bibliophile. I know I like to be in a fitness group. I know I like to be in a finance group. Yes, peer pressure definitely, Ricky ma'am. And then you go to the that tribe. So this is a tribe where you are loved. This is a tribe where you like to read books and be healthy, be positive. So be in that tribe. Yeah. Anyone?
And sometimes by being with these people only, we get to know about ourselves. Like, okay, if I joined,
Yes.
because I like you, so I joined bibliophile group. And after some days, I find, oh no, I am not interested into reading a lot. That's something जिसके साथ में I'm not being one with that. तो कोई भी activity जिसमें आप you are not being one in that activity, मतलब fully involved, तो आपकी energy drain हो रही है. So that's not helping. तो अगर मुझे वो चीज समझ आ गई तो देन probably I'll withdraw that नहीं I like you I can be your friend but I'm not into reading. So yeah, sometimes you know first and then you, as you said, find your tribe. But for me sometimes it's opposite, it works that yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't know and then I just enter and then I realize, oh, this is not something I can do for long.
Amazing. So that's quite a new thing to do because mostly when I was a part of any group and I was not resonating with that, so I had to leave that. Not a virtual group but a offline group. All right. So it's 8:06 p.m. So I think before this, after that we'll just have an half an hour session more. So let's take a selfie first and then we'll go ahead and. Sher Singh ji, if you would like, please mention in the group that we are still live so people can join. So, everyone, please, I would request everyone to turn on their cameras. Let's take a selfie and then go ahead. Listen. So, let's begin. Let's start with the recording again. All right. So, we have done with chapter number 4. Now, let's move ahead with chapter 5, the practice of the art of being alone, how to practice that. So, one painter is there, you know that Georgia Cafe. So she was an American painter, and what she did, just deliciously alone, is her book. So she was a painter, and she used to paint beautiful pictures and artifacts. But what she did, she bought a house in New Mexico, and at that time, she died in 1987. She was, I think, her career started from 1890s. So quite a ancient thing in the not an ancient thing, but yeah. So she purchased a house in a solitude place in New Mexico that was all barren land, and she used to paint there. And she was away from everyone, and there where her creativity emerged. So we don't have to do that much to go to that extent like Georgia, but that's a certain good example that when you are alone, your creative mind starts to flourish and जो ideas हैं ideas आते हैं दिमाग में. So you might know that whenever you want to do something creative, you tend to be alone. And when you, for example, when you're writing a book, Sanjana ji is there. So Sanjana ji would write a poem or a book when she is alone, like she is having a time for herself, not like being with multiple people and writing her story down. So being alone is actually, mm, it enhances your creativity. It's a tool to maintain your creativity. So when I was studying about this, exactly. So it's actually very exhausting to have a facade all the time, and for that when it's exhausting, you have to rejuvenate from that facade, and you be with yourself, and you be real you, the real connection. And then I just remembered the poem Solitary Reaper. I shared it in my story as well. So it's by William Wordsworth. If you all know, anyone. So the Solitary Reaper was a girl. She was cutting the grain in a Scottish highland, in a Scottish field, and she was singing alone by herself. So when William Wordsworth saw her, yes, he described that she was singing alone in her own vibe and beautifully, and it was quite a beautiful song, and he was not able to understand कि वो किसके लिए गा रही है. But that solitary reaper, what she tells, she was happy in her own company. She was enjoying that. And Reiki ma'am is here. She's an English faculty, so she might also. The poem is Solitary Reaper, not Daffodils. Daffodils is also a beautiful poem. I love it. Yeah. So now the focus is the new luxury. We all know that because of the dopamine high, we are constantly scrolling a lot of social media, a lot of options we have. So distraction is quite easy, and it's dopamine overload, and we need to detox our mind from that. So how we have a diet for our food and our stomach. Similarly, we have a diet for our brain as well. So we need to consume the content only that much we are able to digest, and we are able to take it in our brain. And after that, we should just stop and reflect upon that thought. And one good thing author also said that not everything, not every advice you should take it and embrace it. Not every advice should go to your brain. So someone has told you something, you should not accept it as it is, or you should not accept every advice. So what happens in reels, ऐसा मत करिए तो ऐसा हो जाएगा, ये फाइनेंशियल स्कैम है, ये वाला आपको इन्वेस्ट करना चाहिए, और यू शुड ईट लाइक दिस. So many fitness channels and so many channels for doing telling you what to do and what not to do. So not everything, not every advice needs to be practiced or even should be imbibed in your brain. It should not go inside your brain only. So only have that time, that much content that is you're able to digest, and then you need to reflect that what you have learned, and then if you something is not right, you should reset it, you should delete it. And the reset time is the usually the Brahma Muhurta, any time of the silence. Then your real guidance is you. So exactly, I told you, you know what's best for yourself, what needs to be done and how it needs to be done. So आपसे ज़्यादा अच्छा आप जज कोई भी नहीं है आपके बारे में. No one can give you the advice better than you yourself. Now, another quite a good principle and technique, the art of getting bored. So, can you all see me? Everyone? Yeah. So, art of getting bored is learning to sit in silence, doing nothing, literally nothing, and mostly it should be in a park or a nature, so that you are able to feel the breeze, feel the sun rays, feel all that environment and nature, but you're in silence, doing nothing, like not thinking anything. And that's why I've written there negative thinking. So when you are sitting alone, the first thing your brain does is to rewind and tell you things कि ये गलत किया तुमने लाइफ में, फोर्थ क्लास में तुमने टीचर को ऐसा बोला था, व्हाट डिड यू डू दैट टू योरसेल्फ. So that overthinking starts, and you have to stop that. Just be there and be with yourself, be mindful. Yes, the Dutch concept of doing nothing. Amazing, definitely. And be you should get bored also. Art of getting bored. And getting bored, what happens is it flows your creative juices. when you are getting bored. Now, this is for all of us, and belong to yourself without the feeling the need to be others. And this is the main concept of being lonely and alone. When you feel the need to be with others, और जब need आती है तो settlement भी आता है. What is settlement? That you settle with the bare minimum. When you feel the need to be with someone, you should. There is a condition. There is a condition. There is a settlement, and then comes the feeling of bare minimum. So therefore, yes, Varnika, just a second. Belong to
Uh,
yourself. Yeah, yes, Varnika.
I could not understand this point when you said that when you feel the need to be with someone,
Hmm.
so you settle at the bare minimum. I mean, I'm not able. Can you explain it again? What you're
Yeah.
trying to say?
So when you uh, when you want to be with someone or the need is there, जब need आता है तो even if because it's your need, you want it, कैसे भी करके you desperately when you want it, then even if that person or others are not providing you the uh, whatever expectation you had, or they're giving you a little, then also you'll settle with them because you want to have that need. जब नीड आती है तब एक्सपेक्टेशंस कम हो जाती हैं बिकॉज यू आर फोकसिंग मोर और यू आर प्रायोरिटाइजिंग द नीड rather than the quality.
मतलब, maybe yes, I can relate to it that you are more now slave towards your need. So you
Hmm.
need
Slave to
get that
bottom.
fulfilled immediately. So
Yes.
automatically your mind shuts down and you get what you are receiving. But on the other hand, we okay, there's a need. That's why we seek someone else. अगर हमारे को need नहीं फिर और क्या reason होगा that I want to be with you or with anyone?
Yes. So the author is telling that there should not be a need, मतलब compulsion नहीं होना चाहिए. So that's why the need should not be there. The choice should be there. That you want to be with the others or the person. But you should not be miserable if that person is not there. And when the feeling of pity, sadness, and misery comes, that no one is there with you, that is loneliness. But when you are satisfied being with yourself, then it's a choice to be with someone else. That okay, I like that person's company, so I'm with them. If he's there, it's fine. If he's not there, it's fine. So when you're satisfied with your own company, you don't have that need to be with someone. I hope I थोड़ा सा clear
Yeah, I think I got it. Like it is, if I want to be with someone, it is more of my choice,
choice,
and there could be other reasons, not out of what do you say, compulsion.
compulsion. Definitely. Amazing. All right. So let's move ahead with chapter number 6. Now we are quite into end of the journey. So turn the loneliness into the growth period. So this thanks to Jyotsna ji, one and only. So she taught me a lot of this about cerebral cortex. So I learned the concept of doing difficult tasks when I joined the Fine Challenge. So what Rajat said कि 4 बजे उठ के so 4 a.m. waking up at 4 a.m. is a difficult task to do. Doing something, running, cycling at 4 a.m. is a difficult task to do, but it is extremely good for your development and your well-being. We all know that. And when you suppress or you win over your will, not to of your over your laziness, when your will overcomes your laziness and your inertia, and you do good things, you better things for yourself, your cerebral cortex tends to strengthen or improve. And that is something neurological concept that was taught by Jyotsna ji as well. So when you do a challenging task, you are growing yourself both mentally and also neurologically. So start a new habit or when you're being alone. So I'm telling you this, जो lonely period है उसको growth में कैसे convert कर सकते हो आप. So pick a new habit or whatever you want to improve on yourself, do that on that when you are lonely. Or suppose and try to be lonely. Make time out for yourself. That is a lonely period for yourself. Alone time. That's mostly during the morning times if you're an early bird. So do challenging tasks. upgrade your skills or take a new habit. Like Saurabh ji, do you all know Saurabh Gautam in our group? So he is learning, I think, Urdu as well. He learned Gujarati. Now he is learning Urdu. So constantly he is the person who makes notes of each and every book he reads. So he reads less, but he makes notes of everything. So do something creative that enhances your brain also. And then this is quote I wrote that the purpose I used to think about that what is my purpose in life and what I am doing. यहाँ क्यों हूँ मैं? So somewhere I read that the purpose will find you if and only if you train yourself enough to be worthy of that purpose. So in that lonely time, alone time, train yourself to be worthy of that purpose. जो ikigai है, जो purpose है आपका, you are here for something bigger in to do, and how you will attain that, how you will gain that by training yourself enough. जब तक आप उस पर्पस के लेवल पे उस वाइब पे नहीं आते हो आई डोंट थिंक द पर्पस विल एंड यू डोंट फाइंड द पर्पस पर्पस फाइंड्स यू सो this alone time hone yourself and train yourself and be enjoy your company. So first of all, learn to enjoy your company. Love yourself so much that you enjoy your company. Now make a new best friend, best bud. So one of our best friends are books, and author tells us to be friends with our goals, our dreams, our success, and our achievements. So when these are your friends, you don't need anyone else. And when you are actually focused on your growth and your this journey, higher journey, your ascent towards your life, you don't require the need to be with others, and you tend to enjoy your company more and more and more. So I quite follow this. It's quite a strong thing. I hope most of us relate to this. Now build a dream life plan. So this is a journal question for you all. What is success for you? Please write it down somewhere, and after the session, you can write it down. What is success for you? So, can anyone, everyone write it down? I'm not telling you to write the answer. I'm just telling you to write the question. I'll move ahead with the book review. All right. So, write down what is success for you and what everything. Okay, minute to minute details you need to write about what is success for you. So for me, like it would be good health, good wealth, family, good friends, a community like yours. So this is success for me. And just a second. Yeah, and then you make whatever you have as your own touch, like Vanika's touch or Sanjana's touch. So यू लुक विद इन मतलब अपने से खुद से बात करो, जर्नल करो, अपने आप को जानो एंड देन हैव अ पर्सनलाइज्ड टच। जैसे पर्सनलाइज्ड मग्स होते हैं, टी-शर्ट्स होती हैं, वैसे ही ये आपकी लाइफ है, आपके डिसीजंस हैं। सो यू शुड हैव इट योर वे, नॉट अदर्स वे एंड विदाउट एनी एक्सटर्नल वैलिडेशन। So we have a quite a strong feeling for external validation and peer validation and like people pleasing comes from that, like always a good person or being appreciated by others. So when you feel the need to be appreciated by others, and this is actually the concept of social media also, there those likes and those comments in your on your story on your posts actually are the external validation you seek from others rather than seek the internal validation. Like your own touch you have, seek validation from yourself. And you will see that external validation is subsiding for you. Now, this is an action plan. Um, you can write those questions down and I'll pause for 2 minutes. Can you see the screen, everyone? Are you able to see the screen? Can you see the journal questions? All right. So please write it down. You're not doing this right, and that is the one thing that you should change in your life. So now, eat that frog. So eat the biggest frog that you encounter. So that this is the biggest frog. The one thing that you want to change in your life, whatever the answer is, that is your biggest frog. That will add the most value to your life, and you should take steps for it when you are being alone. And when after that, when you start to take steps about that thing, whatever it is, when you are with yourself, when you're alone, your mind will not pester you regarding that, and you will then be comfortable with yourself. So most of the time when we are hiding away and we are shying away from our own mind, this is the reason. जो एक task हम नहीं कर रहे हैं and that we want to change in ourselves, our brain tells us to do that repeatedly, and that's why you should take an action plan. So overthinking ka counter is always action. So take the action, and then your mind will not pester you. All right. Create your own dream life, and this is, I think, quite loving yourself also means doing what is right rather than what you like for momentary pleasure. Okay. Know your nature and sync your activities. What does that mean? That for every day you just have to focus on moving. So movement can be any of any kind, whatever you like Subha also tells, right? Movement is a celebration. So celebrate by dancing or by walking, jogging, whatever you like, yoga. So but your body should move. So नेचर के हिसाब से अपनी एक्टिविटीज को चेंज करो. Like when you're reading books also, I listen to a lot of people tell me, DM me, कि हमसे बुक्स नहीं पढ़ी जाती हैं, हमें तो बहुत बोरिंग लगता है, हमें I just fall asleep while reading. So don't read what is being acceptable in the society. Don't read that is like ना bling, and that is actually told a lot, मतलब बहुत important है that you should read for the status and all. I'm reading such a heavy book. No, you when you're reading such a heavy book, obviously you will fall asleep. Even the self-help book, when someone is giving you so much gyan, obviously you will fall asleep. Read whatever you like. If you want action, Marvel comics, read Marvel comics. Read DC, read Tinkle, Champak Nandan, anything that you like, you read. So when you are building a habit to read, like what you read, not what others are telling you to read. Don't see that Goodreads का book का top notch का rating, higher ratings की books, and you read it. No. When you want to read, read what you love to read. Sync your activity. So yeah. And then lastly, make your alone time addictive. So when you are with yourself, you can have a beautiful, nice cup of tea or mojito for that matter, whatever you like, and sit with yourself in nature or your best place. Your and like Sher Singh ji and Josna ji also told, बहुत अच्छा टेबल का सेटअप बना के रखो when you're with yourself, and it's a beautiful thing to see when you're seeing it. Like अरे वाह, I have created such a nice space for myself. So create your space according to you, beautify it, and sit alone, and it make it addictive for yourself. Have a cup of tea, beautiful journal, multiple colored pens, anything, and make things comfortable and beautiful for yourself, and then you'll enjoy your company. And lastly, we don't feel exhausted because we try too hard. We feel exhausted because we do too little of what truly makes us happy. So do deliberately, intentionally वो चीजें करो जो आपको खुश रखे, खुश करें. And then you'll not seek happiness from outside, seek happiness from inside. जो आपको अच्छा लग रहा है वो करोगे, तो दूसरों से हैप्पीनेस के लिए डिपेंडेंस नहीं होना पाएगा। ऑलराइट, so this was it. Thank you everyone. I hope you liked it, and I would request you all to turn on your cameras for the last selfie. Hello. Varnika, if you're here, please turn on your camera. Everyone, please turn on your camera. I'm glad. Hello, Vinu Rithi ji. Dinner is done. So good to
Mhm.
see you.